tatta dhim tatakita dhim tadim tattam. Primordiality can be a very abstract and conceptual word that it can seem like something that's quite remote from our everyday lives and our consciousness, and yet the archetypal tradition exists in the realm of the primordial, and archetypes are expressions of the primordial. I have explained what is primordial in previous videos, so I won't go into great detail. Please check them out if you want a more detailed explanation of primordiality. But I'll just say here briefly that generally primordial means something that is at the beginning, the source, the foundation, the basis. But in an archetypal tradition, primordiality is that returning to the seed form. It is that consciousness, that awareness that pre-exists the roles and the narratives, even the name that we get. Because the minute we are born, we start assuming all these stories, narratives, ideologies, the inheritance, mostly the inheritance of the past, and that is what we then embody and follow and sign up to. So primordiality is the invitation to return to the waters, the great waters, to return to that seed consciousness and to allow a re-emergence or a reigniting. There is another way in which primordiality is considered, which is by the deity Krishna in the seminal philosophical text, the Bhagavad Gita. And here is another very beautiful invocation of primordiality. Krishna, in fact, calls primordiality the same as nature. So he uses the word Prakruti, which is the Sanskrit word for nature, and also the goddess, the most ancient goddess, nature as the divine feminine. And he speaks about primordiality as nature. So it is that which pre-exists our creation. We didn't create this. It is that which has always been there, into which we are born, not that which we have birthed and we have created, or we have made it meaningful or real with our descriptions and our stories. The problem we have, because we operate so much from the space of a mind-led hubris, where we think that by explaining something or by narrating something, we actually somehow create it and make it meaningful. And primordiality is a really beautiful way of balancing that hubris, to remind us that even in ourselves, our body, for example, is what pre-exists the mental consciousness. And so there's primordiality is right here within the body. Krishna also offers us a beautiful movement way of experiencing this primordial, this consciousness of primordiality. And he speaks about primordiality as this movement of emergence and its dissolving or its return. It's this incessant movement of emergence and of returning. It's like the ebb and flow of the waves of the sea. Or there is another very beautiful poetic movement in dance, which is the swing. And the swing is a very archetypal expression in dance that is associated, and even especially with Krishna, where he is shown to be enjoying the swing along with his lovers. But the movement of the swing really reveals to us that the dance of primordiality. So let me share with you this poetic invocation of the swing. We start with decorating the swing with garlands. So we bring beautiful flower garlands to decorate the swing. Each side of the swing. And then we come into the front of the swing. We sit on that swing and if you try this movement with me, making sure that you are dropping into that lower body so you can really feel that weight, that shift of the weight, pulling back, and then the releasing so you can flow forward, release yourself forward. It is not simply an advancing and retreating. There is a momentum here, a flow in that swinging, which holds this intelligence that in that ebb and flow of life, of reality, of consciousness, of breath, so many levels, the coming into being and the dissolving, which happens at the cosmic level of universes, at the level of the earth on a planetary level, at the level of life as in life and death, at the level of our breath, the in-breath and out-breath, and also in the level of energy, that we have this energy that can come out, burst forth, but there is also this receding that is needed, like that returning motion of the swing, so that we can release again. And in this movement, in the totality of this movement, there is an intelligence that informs life completely, that it is not a flat template, but it is this movement constantly of coming into form and dissolving, including our energy. And if we can attend to the energy in that way, rather than constantly flatlining it as we do, we give ourselves these timetables, we expect ourselves to feel the same, be the same, have the same energy day after day after day, and we don't allow for the movement of nature, of primordiality. And what Krishna says in the Gita is that when we allow this flow, then there is a very different kind of agency. It is not the agency where we have to make everything happen, but it's a different sense of an allowing of the flow and an expression that comes from that allowing. That doesn't mean we're passive, because it's like when you're on the swing, surely we don't feel passive when we're swinging. Rather, we feel an excitement, so much vibrancy and enjoyment, full of life. And there is an allowing and a dancing together in that movement, a collaborative expression. And that is the intelligence of primordiality, beautifully expressed in the poetry of the movement of the swing.